Okay, hello everyone. Hello guys. Good evening, Rakesh. Good evening, Rachna, Debabrata, Adi. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the fourth day of HTML and CSS Essential. And good evening, Naman, Ruben, Rakesh. Rakesh, you're spamming the chat, buddy. Please don't do that. Please, Rakesh Kumar. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, Himanshu, Deepak. Good evening, guys. So good evening once again to all of you, and welcome back to the fourth day of HTML and CSS Essentials. Okay, so today we are going to talk about basically how an element takes size on the page, what is the box model, what are the different types of measurement. So let's see how far we can go, because I have decided that much, but let's see how far we can go. We're going to talk about measurements, we're going to talk about sizing, we're going to talk about the box model. So these are the three things I have decided to talk about today, and let's see how far we can go in the next 1 hour. So good evening once again, guys. Good evening, Shivi, Vignesh, Dhanushri. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. And I hope you guys are excited for today's session as well, because yesterday we completed the basics of CSS. We saw how to write CSS, we saw how to apply CSS on the elements by three ways. We saw internal, external, and inline CSS. Okay, we saw how to create containers, we saw different types of tags. And today we are going to like dive much more deeper into CSS, and we are going to talk about the box model, one of the most important things to understand when you're designing a web page. And we'll also talk about different types of measurement. Is that clear, everyone? So guys, are we excited for today's session? Everyone, come on, show me some excitement in the chat. Guys, are we excited for today's session? And as you can see, we have already opened yesterday's page, but yeah, we're going to create a different page today, so that we can have a separate file for that. Okay, that is great. That is great. So hold up all your doubts, because today I'm going to solve all your doubts. So we'll complete the things first, and then in the last 10 to 15 minutes, I'll also take all your doubts. You can ask anything, and we'll solve it for you. Okay. So you missed how to arrange. Yeah, that will something that we'll also do. So I will also do how to arrange. So that's what I'm saying. I have planned a lot of things, but let's see how far we can go. Okay. Let's see how far we can go. Okay, so let's close all these files. We don't need it. And let's create some new files. So I'm going to create one more HTML and one more CSS file. Okay, so let's call it day4.html. So one HTML file. And I'm also going to create a day4.css. Okay, so one question, guys. Which is the tag that we use to link HTML and CSS? Come on, everyone in the chat. Real quick, guys, which is the tag that we use to link HTML file with the CSS file? And I've zoomed the page, so I hope now you can see it. Okay. Till the time I write all the basic tags, I hope I can get my answer. Head and then title, and inside this, I'm gonna put my what should we call it? Okay, let's call it box model, something like that, or let's call it CSS alignment and arrangement, something like that. Yes, I can see all the answers now. We use link tag. So you, all guys are correct. We use link tag to link a CSS file, and that's really amazing. And today we also have a CSS file. So let's link that as well. So yep, here we go. Link tag. First is we have to put a relationship, that is style sheet, because this file that we are linking is a style sheet. And then after this, hyperlink reference. So which page I'm linking? I'm linking day4.css. And here we go. Now I also require a body. So let's go ahead and create a body as well. And that's it. A basic file is created. Anyone receive assignment from last sessions? Okay, one more thing, guys. Yesterday there was no assignment because we didn't do anything so that we can create an assignment. We only saw the basics of CSS. We only saw how to apply CSS. Now after today's session, you're again going to get one more assignment. Okay, so for yesterday there was no assignment, but you're going to get one assignment today. So don't worry. Don't worry about yesterday's assignment. There was nothing for yesterday. Okay. Now our files are linked. Everything is settled up. And now let's go and let's see what we can do. Okay. So first of all, let me run it. Let me take a browser. And here we go. Paste it. Good. Okay. Now then, let's start. So guys, the first thing that we are going to understand today is how an element takes up the size. in the web page, in the browser. Okay, because height and width are not the only thing contributing towards size. There are a few more properties that an element has. Okay, guys, please try to understand. If you listen to me for the next 10 minutes, you'll understand the 30% of CSS, because the thing that we're going to learn today is the 30% of CSS. Okay, so remember, height and width are not the only contributing factors of like giving size to an element. There are few more properties that give size to an element, and we are going to talk about that first. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a div. Okay, and then let's give it a class of one, something like that. Okay, now then let's apply some CSS. So dot one, guys, please everyone, I want everyone to focus for next 10 minutes. So let's give it a height of like 200 pixels. Now we learned it yesterday, so I hope there is no confusion in this. And let's also give it a width of 200 pixels, so it's a square basically. And let's also give it a background color of red so that we can see it. You can give any color, that's fine. Let's go and refresh the page and see if it is working. Here we go. We have a div. Okay, guys. So now we have a div here. Now remember what I'm telling you is height and width are not the only contributing factor. Okay. So there is also something called as padding. There is also something called as padding. Now let's try to understand what exactly is padding. Okay. So remember, padding is nothing but a fake size. Padding is nothing but a fake size. Okay. That is added on top of height and width. Padding is a fake size that is added on top of height and width. It's not a real size, but you can see it. You can see it, but you can't use it because it's not a real size. Is that clear, everyone? So now if I give like, see, padding of 50 pixel. Now see what is happening. The size of this element will be increased by 50 pixels from all the side. See that? Now the total height of this element is what? It is 300 pixels, because height is 200 and then 50 on the top, 50 on the bottom. Width is 200 and then 50 in the left, 50 on the right. So on all the sides, 50 pixel has been added, but that 50 pixel that is added, it is a fake size. And why I'm saying it's a fake size? Because I can show you. See, everyone please focus. I can show you that. See, normal size. Let's write some content in that. Let's create like no tag, just write hello. Okay, let me zoom it for you. See this, guys? Hello is starting from the very start. Okay. Now I go ahead and I do this. See. Now don't think that the hello is moving. No. Hello is still in part of the height and width. The extra that you see on the top, on the bottom, on the left, on the right, it is padding. Now to see it in a more better way, do one thing. Right click, inspect. Okay. Then this developer options will come up. Just go down. In the CSS section, move this CSS section up. Now see, this is your element section, HTML section, and this is your CSS section. Just go down and here we go. See, this is basically nothing but the box model. This is something that shows how an element is taking up the size. Now, if you go in the blue area, that is nothing but your height and width. So this blue area is your height and width. And you can see if I go on this blue area, see that is your actual element that is highlighted. And you can see that hello is still in there. So this is your actual size. And you can see on top of it, a padding is applied. So now what I'm highlighting is like it is the padding. That is nothing but the fake size. So it can never have any content. It is always be gonna of the same color as your element, but it is a fake size. You cannot use it. It is just to increase your size. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, are we clear? Please tell me. So padding is nothing but a fake size added on top of your height and width. But still, your element's height and width is still same. So this is your actual size. This is your usable size, which you can use. So guys, are we clear? So if you ever want to see, I'll show you once more. Right click on whatever element you want to see, inspect, and then see, you have two sections. In this element section, you have two sections. First, your HTML code that you have written. It's basically not your HTML code. It is how the browser has rendered it. Okay. And then just see, you have two tabs, right? So just move this tab up and just go down. Here at the end, you will see this box model. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, Mahima is asking a good question. Why we use padding? So padding is basically used to create some extra size around an element. That's it. Padding can be used to create an extra size around the element, create an extra space, breathing space around your content. So you have an element. Inside the element, everything starts from the start. See, this hello is starting from the start, right? exactly from the start of the element. So I need some extra space. I want to give an effect of extra space between the border and the content. So I can give padding. So it gives a feeling of extra space between the border and the content. But actually, we are not moving the content. We simply added a padding. So it is simply used to add a breathing space around your element, around your content, or whatever you want to see, so that it looks good. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Everyone, all the 90 people watching, are we cleared? Any images are used with padding? No, you don't apply padding to images. No, we don't apply padding to images. But yeah, if an image is inside a div and that div has padding, so in that case, that will work. So your P element, your H1 element, your div element, your section, and everyone can have padding. No, we don't add padding to images. Okay, that's cool. So that was the first fake size, guys. This was the first fake size. Now, if you want, you can also do this. Like if you don't want to apply padding on all the sides. Now see, if you simply write padding 50, it applies it on all the sides. Okay. If you want, you can give it like this: padding left 50 pixel. So now what will happen? The padding will be only applied to the left. See, now there's no padding on top, bottom, right. It is only on the left. So you can also do this. So it's up to you now. If you only want padding left and right, write it 2 times. Padding left and padding right, and here we go. Now only padding left and padding right are there. No top bottom padding, only left and right. So you can also use this. So if you only use padding, it will apply on all the sides. If you want to like to apply padding on a single side, or if you want to apply different paddings on different sides, you can use padding left, padding right. Can we color the padding? Normally we don't color. Like no, we can't color it. Padding is always the same size as the element because it is used for breathing space. So if it has a different color, then there is no use of padding. Then it will look like a different element. Is that clear, Mahima? So normally we don't have anything to color your padding size. It should be same as the element so that it looks like a breathing space. If it has a different color, then it will look like a border, not a padding. Right, Mahima? It will not look like a space. It will look like a border around an element. So that's why we don't color it. That's why we don't have any feature to color it. Okay. Now, guys, there is one more shorthand property for padding. So you can also write it like this: padding. Now let me just comment this out. You can also write it like this. See, now you can either give two parameters. So if you give like 30 pixel, it will be applied on all the four sides. And if you want to go for single, you can go for padding left, padding right. But if you want to like apply like this, top, bottom, right, left, you can do this like 50 pixel. So now what will happen? See, a 30 pixel padding is applied on top and bottom. Okay, if you go down here, see, 30 is on top and bottom and 50s are on the left and right. So this first belongs to top bottom and this second belongs to left right. So that's how it works. Is that cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? So you can also do this. So now I have shown you all the ways. Either use only padding, or you can use padding but give two parameters, two values separated by space so that you can directly write for top, bottom, and right, left, or you can simply go for single properties depending on your needs. Again, all of these are important. Depending on your needs, you can use anything. So that was padding. Very simple, very clean. Okay. Now then, let's move ahead and let's see the next take size. Okay. Yes. Yeah, it always goes clockwise. Whenever you want to count sides, right, guys, always go like this: top, right, bottom, left. Things always go like this: top, right, bottom, left. If in some case you have four parameters, always remember it will go like this: top, right, bottom, left. Always. Yes, from top to left. Yes, golden age legend. In CSS, it always goes like this, clockwise, basically. Okay. Now then, guys, let's move ahead and let's see the next property that adds size to your element, but that's not your actual size. That is border. Now, border is something that is properly visible and it can have a different color. So now I can do this. Border, first you have to give the size, 30 pixel. Now, since it is a border, it also has types. Padding was exactly same as your element, but since it is a border, it is a fake size, but it also has a border. It also like has a type. Because it's a border, it can be used for different things. So it has a type. So the first type that I'm going to use here is solid. In space, you can mention what color border you want, because you can change the color of the border. So what color you want. So let's say black for now. Save it and now see. Like the same thing. See, it is like same. There's no padding now. This is the actual height and width. And then this 30 pixel border is there. So we have still added 30 pixel on top of the element. Again, it's a fake size, it's not a real size. But the best part is at least you can color it. Okay, you can like change the color to it. So now this is a border. You can change the type. You have solid, you can change it to, what do you say? There's something called as dashed. So here we go. It will look like this. Okay. Then you also have something called as dotted. We can change types. Now, normally we don't use things like this, but yeah, it's up to you. It's totally up to you. If you require this, you can use it. And the one I like is like, other than what do you say, solid, the one I like is, first of all, let me change the color of the border. In black, it will not be visible. I like this one, ridge. Okay, I like this one. And here we go. You see that? It gives a frame effect, shadowing frame effect. See that? The wooden frame effect. So that's why I like this one. So whenever I used to create photography websites, when I started learning things, I always used to use the ridge border. I liked it so much. So you can always use this. But yeah, in black, you can't see it. In black, it is not visible at all. So that's why I changed the color to brown. Can we put gradient color border? Yes, you can definitely do it. Yes, you can do it. But you have to research for it, how to do that thing. Okay, you can also have different colors for different borders. Like for example, just go here and mention border top. Now this will only be for border top. See, now you can have a different border bottom. Like you can have, okay, fine, bottom one I want you to be brown, and the left one can be, oh sorry, I didn't change it, border bottom. Here we go. Top is black, bottom one is brown, left can be yellow, right can be blue, whatever you want, it's up to you. Okay, so either just go for border, or you can just go like border top, border bottom, and everything like this. So guys, are we clear with this, everyone? So that's the next fake size, that is border. But there is one more thing to it that I'm going to explain you in some time, don't worry. So everyone, are we cleared? Please tell me, guys, are we cleared, guys? Okay, now there is something else to borders that a lot of people are confused in, so I want to clear this. Now there is one really important CSS property that people see on all the websites, but they are really confused that what it is doing. So I'm going to explain you that as well. So for that, let me comment this out and let me give a normal border. Okay, let me give a normal border. Difference between EM and pixel. See, EM is like a standard measurement. So you can change the value of EM. Okay, for example, like this, see, by default, 1 EM is equal to 16 pixels. But if you want, you can change the value of EM to whatever pixels you want. So EM is for standardization, right? For example, you can define in the start, okay, fine. For this particular web page, I want 1 EM to be 20 pixels. And then after that, I can, wherever I use 1 EM, it will be by default 20 pixel. Wherever I use 2 EM, it will become, what do you say, 40 pixels. So by default, 1 EM is 16, but I can change it. I can change it. So EM is for like customization. Is that clear? It's not a direct unit of your web things. By default, it is 16 pixel, but you can change it. Okay, and normally we use it for fonts. So whenever I want to increase the size or decrease the size, simply I can do that. Difference between VH and VW. VH is viewport height and VW is viewport width. And for that, first of all, you have to understand what is viewport. So viewport is the area that you can see at once. Viewport is the area of the screen that you can see at once. For example, see, from here till the end, it is 100 VH. It is what? 100 VH. And from here till whatever your screen size is, that is 100 VW, that is viewport width. If you increase the width, 100 VW will also increase because it will always try to fit the viewport. Is that clear? And also, if I move my site in a phone, the height will reduce, right? The screen size is small, the height will reduce. So 100 VH also changes. So remember, first of all, what is viewport? The area that you can see in the screen, that is viewport. So viewport height, 100 VH is the height of the screen. 100 VW is the width of the screen, visible screen. And if you give 200 VH, it will be double the size of the screen. Is that cleared? Are we cleared, guys? I hope we are getting cleared with this. Everyone, I really hope we are getting clear with this. And don't worry, I'll show you some examples as well. Just wait for some time. Right now, I can't show it because there are some gaps here. First of all, I want to teach you how to remove those gaps. and then I can properly show you what is VH and VW. Don't worry. What is the difference between 100 pixel and 100 VH? Guys, please, for all the people asking for VH, just wait for some time. Wait for like not 5 minutes. First, let's let margin, and then I'll show you what exactly is this VH and everything. Okay. So Madhav Kolusu, just wait, buddy. Just wait. Just wait for some time. Okay. Okay, guys. So now let's move ahead. Okay. So I was about to tell you what property, right? Related to borders. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, let's create a normal border. So border of let's say 30 pixel solid black. Now, guys, please focus. This is again a very important property. Okay. And everyone who didn't understand VH and VW of whatever I explained, don't worry, just wait for a few minutes. First of all, let me show you how to remove these gaps, and then I'll talk tell you about what is VH and VW. So don't worry about it. Okay. Now, guys, please focus. See, here my width and height is 200, and I have a 30 pixel border. That means, what is my total height? Can anyone tell me, guys? Come on. What is my total height? What is the total height of this element? Combining all the heights, fake sizes, original size. What is the total height of this element? Can anyone tell me? I have also showed you the box model. So can anyone tell me what is the total height of this element? Come on, guys. Including everything, whatever you see. 213. Harsh is saying 230. Anyone else? Harsh, think again. See it and think again. Neha, how can it be 100 pixel? Okay, yep. Now I got the correct answer. Palam Parthi. It is 260 pixels. See, it's simple, guys. If the element's height is 200 and 30 pixel border is on the top, 30 pixel border is on the bottom, what will be the height? It is 260. So how are people getting 300 and 230? So I understand the 230 people. Okay, fine. You have only calculated the top one. You didn't calculate the bottom one. That's fine. But how are people getting 300? I want to know that. How are you guys getting 300 here? Okay, so simple, right? 200 is the height, 30 on the top, 30 on the bottom. That's cool. That means the total height of this element is 260 pixel, combining all the sizes. Now, there is one property that you might have seen, that is box sizing. Okay, and there are basically two values for this: content box and border box. By default, it is content box, but now let me do it border box. Now, guys, see what will happen. Please, please, please focus. See, now I know that the height should be 260 pixel because the height is 200, and then I have added 30 pixel border on the top and the bottom. But now see what will happen. Now focus here. See, so when I gave box sizing border box, it decreased the size. It basically decreased the height of my element. It decreased the height of my element so that the border can be adjusted in the height. So what box sizing border box does is it tells the element, please consider the border as part of your height. Is that clear? So your height is 200 pixel, fine, and the border is 30. So that means on top and bottom I have 60. So that means if I want to adjust the 60 pixel border in the 200 pixel, I have to reduce your height, and that's what it did. I have given the height of 200, but the browser reduced my height to 140 so that it can adjust the 30 top border and 30 bottom border in the whole height. So that's what border box sizing border box does. It combines the border and the height of the element to make one height. Is that clear? So now your border is actually getting adjusted into the height 200 pixel. Is that clear, everyone? So by default, it is content box, but now we change it to border box. Okay, so if you see it on any site, now you know what it does. They are basically telling all the elements to consider border as part of their height, not as an extra height. Consider border as part of your height. So guys, are we cleared with box sizing border box? Everyone? Guys, are we cleared with this property? Please tell me. So that was box sizing border box. Very simple, very easy. Now I again make it normal. Okay, now last fake size for today. So border was one fake size, padding was one fake size. Now the most interesting fake size, the most interesting, that makes a lot of people confused, is the next fake size. That is margin. One of my favorites, margin. Okay, so now margin is just like padding. It is also a fake size. It is also kind of a fake size, but The best part about it is invisible. And that's why we feel like the element is moving. That's why we feel like the element is moving. Is that clear? See here. Can you see that? Margin 40 pixel has been added. See 40 on the left, 40 on the top, 40 on the bottom. For the right, leave it for now. Just think 40 is added. Is that cleared? So that's how it works. That is how it works. It is invisible. That's why we feel like the element moved. But no, the element didn't move. 40 pixel size has been added on the top, but it is invisible, so we can't see it. 40 pixel size is added on the left, on the bottom as well, but we can't see it because it is invisible. So margin is also a fake size, but it is invisible. So it feels like that we are moving the element, but we are actually not moving the element. So margin is not a movement, it's addition of fake size that is invisible. Is that clear? So a lot of people in this world think like, okay, fine, margin can be used for movement. Yes, you can definitely use it for movement, but you should know in your heart that it is not an actual movement, it is a fake size. Okay, and about the right one I'm going to talk about. See, you can see on the right side the margin is going towards the end. Why is that happening? I'm going to talk about that, don't worry, in some time. How to change the color of padding? We don't do it, Harsh. We can't and we don't have to, because there is border. If you want to change color, then why are we using padding? We can use border, right? Border is just like padding, but yeah, you can give it a color. So why to color padding if you have borders? That is doing exactly the same thing that you want. Yes, kind of, Mahima, you can say that. Yeah, margin and padding are same, but yeah, one is, what do you say, visible, one is invisible. But yeah, there is some more feature to margin, okay, that we're going to talk about right now. But everyone, are we clear till now? Guys, please tell me, are we clear till now? Guys, are we cleared? Everyone, please tell me, are we cleared? And here you can see, right, there is one thing going on. The right margin is covering the whole page. You can see that. The right margin is covering the whole page. And we also have to understand why is that happening, because that is very important to understand. Why is this happening? On the top, on the left, on the bottom, it's fine. Why on the right it is taking the whole page? So we have to understand that. And to understand that, we have to go in one more thing. Now we have to understand types of elements. So again, there is a spelling mistake. Types of elements available in HTML on the web. So now, guys, there are few types of element. Now there are a lot of types of element, okay, but we are going to talk about 2 or 3 right now. Okay, so the first type is block, and the second type is inline. Now these are the two main types of element. Inline. So these are the two main types of element: block element and inline element. Okay, and div is your block element. This div right now that you have here, divs are nothing but they are block element, and it is a by default feature of a block element to have right margin going towards the end. Okay, Marinzone White is saying because margin isn't in auto state. We make that, but first of all we have to understand, right, why this is happening. We change it, that's a different thing, but first we have to understand, right, why is this happening. So it is happening because div is a block element. So all the block level elements have their right margin going towards the end, because what block level elements think is, I don't want any other element to come in my side. That's why they take up the whole space. That's how block elements are created. Block elements should always go one below each other. Now see, if I create one more element, even if there is space here, but the next element will go down. Why? Because actually there is no space here. There is a right margin going on here. Is that clear, everyone? Now you'll see. Let me do this. See, let me just go ahead and write a h1 here. Okay, and let me write hello. Now see, guys, there is a lot. Let's not write hello. Let's say second, something like that. David, now see, I have a lot of space here, and that second can be adjusted here. But if I refresh, see, second is not coming in the side, it is going to the bottom. Why? Because the right margin of this red element is taking the whole space here. Is that clear? And that's what block level elements do. And the best part is this h1 is also a block element. If you go ahead, right click on it, inspect. Okay, if you go here, see, everything is taking up. So h1 is also, actually by default the h1's width is 100%, but that's fine. By default, actually h1 width is 100%. But yeah, h1 is also a block level element. So guys, are we clear with this concept? And the next thing is, the next type is this one, inline. So first, what we understood about block elements, they always go one below each other, even if we have gaps around it. But those gaps are not there actually because the right margin is taking up the whole space. Okay. The next type that you have is inline elements. Okay. And the example of inline element is text. Text is the best example of inline elements because they go in horizontal order till the time screen ends. Once the screen ends, they come to the bottom. Is that clear? So they are basically called as inline elements. So inline elements are the elements that by default go like follow everything. They follow. So they are arranged in horizontal order. They don't go down because they don't have any right margin. So they follow everything till the screen ends. Once the screen ends, they come to the down. They come down to another line. Is that clear? So those are the inline elements. So guys, are we cleared everyone? So you have block elements, you have inline elements. Block elements go in vertical order, inline elements go in horizontal order. And we also know now why block elements go in vertical order, because the right margin is taking up the whole space. But what if I don't want this? Okay, let's not have a h1 down here so that we get confused. Let's have one more div actually. Let's give it a class of 2. Okay. A lot of people are saying margin auto. Please, margin auto is not the correct solution. It does something, but it is not the correct solution. We have to understand the main concept, right? So margin auto is solving it. We have used it, but you should also understand what margin auto actually does. So please, we have to understand that first, right? We can't blindly use anything. So dot 2, let's also give it a height of like 200 pixels and width of 200 pixels and a background color of, let's say, blue. Now same thing, both are block elements, so that's fine. They are one below each other, even if we have gaps here. So now guys, see, then what we have to do then? What if I want to arrange them horizontally? What can I do? Fine, there is a simple solution. Let's convert the block elements to inline elements. Amazing, we can do that. We can actually convert block to inline. Very simple, it is very simple. By writing one property, we can convert block to inline. But there is also a catch. Inline elements cannot have height and width. Inline elements cannot have height and width. That means if I convert my two divs into inline, their height and width will be gone. Is that clear, everyone? So then what is the then basically what is the solution? So the solution is there is one more type, that is inline block. That is the hybrid one that follows inline and block both. So I'll follow the inline arrangement plus I'm also following block, so you can have height and width as well. So block can have height and width but goes in vertical order. Inline cannot have height and width, but they go in horizontal order. I want both. So if I want both, I have to do both inline block. And the property that helps you to change the type of element is this display. So display, let's do inline block. Save it, and here we go. Now this element is not coming on the top, but that's fine. But before that, let's see something. Right click, inspect, go down, and can you see this? Can you see some change, guys? Can you see some change? Everyone, can you see some change here? Come on. Whoever is seeing some change, please let me know in the chat. What is the change here by making it inline block? Guys, come on, tell me. What is the change? Color. Color is the change. Color is still red. I converted my block element to the inline element. So what is the change? Block element's right margin was going towards the end. So it was not allowing anything. But now that's perfect. Now the right margin is gone. Now it is having the margin that I have given to it. It is not having any extra right margin. And that's the best part. But then why did this blue element doesn't come up? Why? Because it is also having a right margin that is going towards the end. See that? It is also having a right margin that is going towards the end. So it is also taking up full area. So it can't go up. So yeah, to make it go up, we also have to convert this. Okay, fine. You also become inline block element, please. And now, here we go. Don't worry about it, it's coming down. Don't worry about that, but that's fine. Let me remove that text. Otherwise, you'll be confused for now. Don't worry. Here we go. Now they are perfectly adjusted. Okay, one on the left, one on the right. Is that clear, guys? Everyone, are we clear? Now there are some other ways as well to align them and adjust them, but that is something we'll talk about in the advanced session where we learn about flex boxing, grid, and everything. But for now, that's how you do it. For now, that's how simple it is. That's how you do it. And also, let me remove the margins now. If I remove the margins, everything looks fine. Okay, so the problem was the margin. Now I've removed the margin and you can see everything is fine now. I don't need that much gaps. So guys, are we cleared, everyone? And now you can have like as many elements as you want and you can arrange them horizontally, and once the screen ends, it will come down. So that's how thing works. And that was your box model. So now we know what is padding, now we know what is border, and now we know what is margin. And now we also know types of elements. We know what is block, we know what is inline, and everything, right? So everyone, are we cleared? Guys, I want every one of you to answer, are we cleared? Okay, so normally when we want to arrange our elements horizontally, we simply give what? Display inline block. But yeah, that is not the only way. There is flex boxing, there is grid that we can use, but that is something we're going to learn in maybe future essentials or advanced CSS essentials or in the advanced sessions that we have. Okay, so that's how things work. But now then, let's solve one really big issue that we are facing from the start. Okay, so for some time, guys, let's comment this element. We don't need this. Let's comment this two element. Okay? And let's say my one, I want your width to be 100%. Today is the last day of this session. Yes, Mahima, today is actually the last day of this session. So this was a 4-day session where we learned all the basics of HTML and we started with the basics of CSS. Okay, so now guys, save it and here we go. Now, see the problem. We have a gap on top, we have a gap on left, on the right, and we also have it on the bottom. For sure, we can't see it because everything is white. But if you go to good sites like flipkart.com, you'll see sites are end to end, starting from the very start till the very end. We don't have any gaps. Then why we are having gaps here? And normally we know, okay, fine, gaps are because of margins, but I have not given any margin to my element. Now I have not given any margin to my element. So why do I have this gap? So let's find out. Right click on that gap. So whenever guys, whenever you want to find out why is something behaving like whatever it is behaving, how to find that out? Just right click on like wherever you want to find it out, like on whatever you want to work with, inspect. And now in this case, it is body. Click on the body and see there is a default margin of 8 pixel applied on the body, not on your element, not on your red element. It is on the body. And that's the issue. And you can see body is also having a display of block. That means body is also a block element. Body is also what? A block element. Simple. So what we can do is we can go ahead and tell body, fine, body, please, I don't want your 8 pixel margin. So let's go and say, body, I don't want your margin. So I'm going to make your margin 0 pixel. Please make your margin 0. And here we go. Now our elements are end to end. No margin. So that was body's margin, not our elements margin. Is that cleared? Are we cleared, guys? So that was body's margin. I hope we are cleared with this, right? I really hope we are cleared with this. Okay. Now, a lot of people were talking about what is viewport height, and they were asking like what is the difference between 100 pixel and 100 VH. So let's talk about that. So first of all, what I told you, first of all, you have to understand what is VH or what is viewport height. So for that, first of all, you have to understand what is viewport. So remember, guys, viewport is the area that you can see. So from this till this is your viewport. Is that clear? Like if you open a phone browser, from wherever your browser is starting till the end, that much area is viewport. Not the height of your website. No, only the area that you can see. That is what you call as a viewport. So now you'll see if I go ahead and give it a height of 100 VH. See, you guys see that? And let me zoom it out. It is having the exact same height as my viewport. It is not going bigger. It is having the exact same height as my viewport. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, are we getting clear with this? Now, if I make it 200 VH, see, now it's double the size of viewport. See, I can scroll it. See, I have half scroll bar. So now it's double the size of the viewport. If I make it 300 VH, now you see, if I make it 50 VH, it is half the size of the viewport. Exactly half. And it depends on the viewport height, right? Remember, if your viewport is small, the height is also small. For example, let me inspect and let me show you. See, now your viewport is this much from here till here. So see, now it is 50 of that viewport. So viewport is the visible area of the browser or your yeah, exactly, actually the browser, not your tool, not your mobile phone, the browser. Viewport is nothing but the visible area of a browser. So this is VH. And now see, 50 VH is small. So if my browser area grows, 50 VH also grows. Is that cleared now? Are we cleared? And yesterday I explained about pixels, but let me do it again. So someone was asking what is the difference. So if I make 50 VH, that is, now you know it is related to the viewport height. But if I make 50 pixel, it doesn't matter. 50 pixel is always this much. Doesn't matter if my browser is small or big. Doesn't matter at all. 50 pixel is always 50 pixel. It is the smallest unit on your screen, right? Just like an atom. Pixel is the smallest unit on your screen. Your screen is counted in pixels, right? If my width is 1080 pixels, that means I have 1080 pixels on my screen horizontally. So that one pixel is filled. So we call it one pixel. If I fill 30 pixels, that is what you call as 30 pixels. And they are always 30. You cannot change it. Right? So pixels are fixed. Is that clear, everyone? If my mobile phone's width is 300 pixels, that means there are 300 dots. There are 300 dots horizontally. So if I can fill 30 dots, that means I'm filling 30 dots. If I can fill 300 dots, that means I'm filling the full screen. Is that clear? So they are always fixed. Okay. So now you know, right? This is 100 pixel. That is taking 100 pixels from top to bottom, and 100 VH is covering the whole viewport. If I grow, that grows. If I make it small, it becomes small. Simple. So viewport height depends on the visible area of a browser. Remember that always. Yeah, for now, I want to make it 400 pixels. So whenever you want to create something full screen, that takes your whole viewport. Doesn't matter if it is opened on a larger desktop. Doesn't matter if it is opened on laptop. Doesn't matter if it is open mobile phone. Go for VH. If you are sure that you want to make a complete viewport filling size element, then you can go for viewport height. Otherwise, no need to go for that. Okay, guys. So that is what it is. That's how simple it is. Okay, now let me do something. Let me also talk about something else that is very important. That will be the last thing for today. Okay, but it is very important. It is very, very important. Okay, because people get a lot of confusion in this. And also, let me remove this CSS. I don't need it. Now, the last thing for today that I'm going to talk about is I'm going to create a child inside this. An element inside my one. So let's give it a class of child. Okay. And let's go here and let's apply some CSS. So dot child, a height of 300 pixels and the width of, I hope you guys remember the width feature, right, of percentage. I explained to you yesterday how percentage width works, right? So I really think that you're understanding everything. Okay. And also a background color of, let's say, yellow. Okay, fine. So it is basically 50% of its parent. So width 50% and height is 300. So here you go. See that? The red one is 400 and the yellow one is 300. That's fine. That's cool. Now, what if you don't give height to your parent element? What if you don't give any height to your parent element? Okay. What if you don't give any height? Mrinzon YT, I explained it yesterday. So if you want to get a deep explanation about this, you can also watch yesterday's session. But yeah, for now, just to give you an answer, percentage, when you use percentage measurement, the measurement of an element depends on the parent's size, and VH depends on the viewport's size, viewport's height. Is that clear, buddy? So they are working is kind of same, but one depends on the parent element and one directly depends on the viewport. Is that cleared? Not on any parent, directly on the viewport. And if you are working with percentage, it depends on the parent's height and width, parent size. Is that cleared, buddy? So if I have 50%, that means this child will always be 50% of its parent element. So you can see if I make the parent elements with 400 pixel, okay, so now you'll see the child is still 50%. The child is still 50% of the parent because the child will always be 50% of its parent. Is that clear? That's how percentages work. I hope you're clear, buddy. And if you want a deep explanation, complete proper explanation, you can also watch yesterday's session. But I hope it is clear. It is very simple. Okay, guys. Now, I was actually about to tell you what will happen if you don't give height. So let me again give a height to this. Okay. So let me just show you how it looks normally. So here we go. Now, what if, now you have seen it, there's no surprise now, but still I want to show you. If you don't give height, what happens? If you don't give height to a parent or an element, what happens? So by default, the height becomes auto, not zero, auto. Okay, and height auto means now the height of the element will grow depending on how many elements you have inside it or what is the size of your element. So now see, there is no height for the parent, that is one, but there is a 300 pixel height to the child. And now if I save it and see, here we go, you can see the height of the red element is exactly same as the yellow element. So if you don't have any height for an element, the height becomes auto, and the height of that element grows depending on the child elements. How many child elements you have, and what is the size of your child element. Is that clear, everyone? And in a lot of cases, we are definitely going to use this. Okay, I really hope we are clear with this. Now you can also do this. See, you can go to the parent element and tell it to have a padding. Okay, fine. Parent, please have a padding top and bottom of 20 pixel. Left, right, 0. That's fine. But on top and bottom, please have 20 pixel padding. See now, 20 on the top, 20 on the bottom. So that's how you can create gaps. That's how you can create gaps. So now my red element is not having any height. So the height of the element is depending on the yellow element, but it is having padding on top of any height it is having. So now see, if I increase the size of the yellow element to 500, the height of the red element will also increase. But the 20 pixel padding on top and bottom is always added on the red element. So whatever height the red element is having, I don't care. I am the padding, I'll be always added on top. But yeah, the height of the red element is depending on the yellow element. So you can use it to grow your parents' height depending on the content. For example, what happens is if you're in PC, your content is arranged like this. But if you go in mobile, your content may be arranged vertically so that it can go in scroll. So you also want your parent to grow, right? So you can give your parent a height of auto. That means you can simply remove the height. So either you can remove the height or you can give height auto. Both are same things. Okay, both are exactly same. No changes at all. If I put default value of height 0, then what will happen? Then height will become 0. Are you understanding? Height auto and height 0 is different. Height auto means depend on the child. Height 0 means height, you're trying to make height 0. So height will be 0. Is that clear, Sarma? That's why I told you. Height auto means doesn't mean height 0. Height auto means I'll depend on the child for my height. But height 0 means height 0. Now I don't care if my child grows 1000 pixels. I'll always be 0. Is that cleared? Okay. So that's what I wanted to teach you today. So now we have understood the box model. Sir, can you please explain briefly tables and forms? Buddy, actually, it's a big topic. So we actually need around one lecture for that. And now we don't have that much time. So today I was having an option. I should either go on for tables and forms or for this. So I thought tables and forms are easy. You can learn it anywhere. It's very easy. But this was something very important because this is something that a lot of people are confused in. So I did this for today. Okay. HTML content arrangement. Okay. Okay, fine. We can do that. For the last thing for today, we can actually create a card. So I can show you how to arrange an image, a title, a text, and a button. If you want that, I can show you that. How to create a card. Do you guys want that? Everyone? We can use the next 5 minutes to create a card from whatever we have learned. What do you guys say? Should we do that? Everyone, come on, tell me. Should we do that? Okay, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's use whatever we have learned today. Okay, so I'm going to keep this. I am going to keep all of this commented so that if I share this to you, you will have a copy of it. But yeah, I'm going to comment all of this. So let me comment all of this. You can uncomment and use it if you want. Okay, that's it. Now then, let's go and let's do it. So let me call it div, or you can also use section because we are creating a big section, right? So let me call it section. So section, we know that section and div create the same thing. It's just depending on the needs, I'm using section tag. That's it, following the semantics. So let's call it, what do you say? Places, something like that. Places. Okay. Now for just now, I'm going to give it height and width, or I'm not going to give it any height. So dot places has a width of 100% for sure, but no height. So it is not having any height. So I'm simply going to give it padding. So padding, top, bottom, 40 pixel, but left and right 0 pixel. And background color, gray. Now guys, see. Now let's see if you can understand. You see this gray element. This gray element is not having any height and width. The height right now is 0. Right now the height is 0 because there is no child element, because height is auto. And if the height is auto, that means if the height is auto and if there is no element, so height is 0, right? But it is having a top and bottom padding of 40 pixel. That's why we can see this element. So right now what you're seeing is not the height and width. It's completely padding. Is that clear? I'll show you. See. See. It is completely padding. There is no height and width. See. Height is 0. It's completely padding. Okay. But now I'll add some elements in that. So let's go inside and let's me create a div now. And let me call it, let me give it a class of container. Then let's go dot container. I'm going to give it a width of 70%. I'm going to give it a height of 100 pixel, and I'm going to give it a background color of red. For now, we're going to change it in some time, and here we go. Now see guys, we don't know how to move elements, but we know that we can add margins that are invisible, right? So let's do this thing. Let's add a margin left of 15 pixels. Sorry, not 15 pixels, 15%. Why 15%? Because my container is having a width of 70%. That means the area that is left here is 30%. So if I add a left margin of 15%, it will feel like it is moving 15%, right? So if I move it 15%, it will be in center. See, here we go. But remember, here we don't have gap. It's actually margin. If I show you, see that. See, that is actually a margin. Can you see that? That is actually a margin. And yeah, it is a block element. So right margin is still going all the way, but we don't care about it. Right now, see, in the left, you have a margin of 288 pixels. But yeah, internally it is 15%. Is that cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me. So see, we used margin to give an effect of movement, but we know that it is actually not a movement. It's simply, I've added a extra size on the left that is invisible. Guys, are we cleared with this? Please tell me, everyone. Are we cleared with this? Are we cleared with everything till now? Guys, please, come on, tell me, everyone. I think the charts are delayed. Guys, so that's how you can move your elements. But we know that we are using margin, so it's not a movement. It's addition of size that is invisible. Simple trick, right? Now, inside that, I'm going to create a div once more, and I'm going to give it a class of card. Okay. And then to that card, I'm going to give it a height and width. So card, I want to give you a width of 24%. Or not 24, let's say 25%, or 24 is fine. 24% and a height of 400 pixels and a background color of blue. Now see. Now the problem is the container is having a fixed height and my child is going bigger. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to remove the height from the container. That means now your height is also auto. That means now you'll also depend on the child. And now here we go. It is working like this. So now this blue element is having a height, and based on that, the red element's height is getting increased, and based on the red element's height, the gray element's height is getting increased. Because gray element is having a height of auto, red element having a height of auto. So they are basically depending on the children to get a height. Simple, right? So see, we have removed the height from the container, so height is auto, and the child is having a height of 400 pixels. So the red element is also having a height of 400 pixels. Easy, simple, right? Now then, let's go inside this card. Let's give some gaps so that it's easier for us to understand. Let me give a comment here like card. Okay. Now inside this, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an image. So I'm going to give it a div again, and I'm going to give it a class of img or maybe place hyphen img. So I'm going to give it a class of place hyphen img. Guys, everyone, please focus. Okay, it's very important. Dot place hyphen img. Let's give it a width of 100% and a height of 200 pixels and a background color of yellow. Save it, and here we go. See that now? You have a yellow div inside the blue div. Now there I want to put an image. So let's go. Let's put an image. So image src, and I'm going to take an image from online right now. So let's go to pexels.com. I'm not going to download an image for now, so that to save time. Let's go to pexels.com and let's search for an image. For example, let's say we search for beach, something like that. Okay. Let's take this one. This looks good. Right click, copy image address. As I told you in the first lecture, right? You can also use online images, but you have to copy the image address. Okay, and let's go here and paste it. Simple. Save it. Now the image is very big. It's actually really very big as compared to your element. So first of all, let's make it small. And to make it small, give this image tag a class of what you can say image. And let's tell image, fine, I want you to have a width of 100%. And if I give it a width of 100%, that means the height of the image will depend on the parent. Because whenever we give in width or height in percent, it depends on the parent. So whatever is the width of my place img, this image width will depend on that. Let's see. Here we go. See, the image is becoming smaller now. Is that clear, everyone? But I think height wise, the image is still going out. Height wise, the image is still going out. It is still bigger than your element. So to solve that, what you can do is you can go now. See, I'm going to show you that. See, not the image. See that, guys? Can you see a little gap in the bottom, everyone? Can you see a little gap in the bottom between the image and the highlight? That highlighted area is your element. That means the image is actually bigger than in the height. In terms of height, the image is bigger than your element. So that means because the image is bigger, it is overflowing. So to solve this, what you can do is you can simply go in place img and tell place img, okay, fine. You're smaller. That means your child is overflowing from you. Do one thing. Whatever is overflowing from you, make it hidden. So cut it. Don't show it. Whatever is overflowing from you, don't show it. Now save it and see. The image becomes small. So image is not becoming small. Whatever image, whatever part of the image is visible in that yellow area, show that. Whatever is going outside, hide it. So because the image was bigger, right? So we did this. Overflow, hidden. Is that clear, everyone? So anytime if the child is going outside the parent, and if you feel you don't need it, you don't want to adjust it, you simply want to hide that overflow because you don't need that area, perform overflow hidden. That's it. One more property in your pocket. So guys, are we clear with this? Everyone, please tell me, are we getting cleared with this? Everyone, I want every one of you to answer. All the 104 people watching, please answer me. Are we cleared? I know it's a little quick because this was not planned, but I'm still trying to I'm trying to make something out of it so that you can at least have something to go with. We have learned something, right? That's what I want. Okay. Now let's go for the next part. So after place img, so we have completed the image part. Now let's work with the bottom part. So for the bottom part, I'm again going to create a div and I'm going to give it a class of place hyphen desc. Okay. Block on the image, get rid of the extra space too. Yeah, but actually we don't want to do that right now, right? Because yeah, that is also one trick, but if this trick is working, then what is the need of that? So it is anyway one property that you want to apply. So any one property will work, right, Paul? Okay, guys. So now place DSC, and guys, now focus. It's very important. So to the place DSC, again, I'm not going to give any height to this. So place DSC. First, I want you to have a width of 100%. That's fine. I want you to have a background color of, for now, any random color. So I want you to have a background color of yellow. That's fine. But see, there's no height, so we can't see it. And I actually don't want to give any height to this. What I want is I want to give it a padding. Padding from top and bottom of 10 pixel. Here we go. Now you can see that. But that is not the actual height. That is the padding. Is that clear, guys? That is the padding. So I wanted padding from top and bottom because I'm not giving it any height. And why I'm not giving it any height? Because I want the height of this place DSC to increase depending on the content. So I can add a H1 here and I can say beautiful beaches, something like that. And here we go. See that? Beautiful beaches. And then after this, I can have like one more P element here and I can write a lorem ipsum for a content. See? Now this is like too much content. Let's cut something from it. You don't need this much content. Oh, sorry. Remove few contents from that. Put a full stop. Here we go. This much is fine. And also, let's change the font family. So font. Now see, guys, I'm not throwing too much. I'm not doing too much. It can be made like very best, but right now I'm just trying to keep it simple because we don't have that much time, right? So here we go. And yes, we can also give some gaps from the left and right. So for that, do one thing. Remove the width. If you remove the width, by default, the width is 100%. For a div, by default, the width is 100%. So see, it is still same. Even if I remove the width, it is still same. It is still 100%. But the best part is now I can add padding from left and right as well. And it will not go extra. It will still be there like this. It is not going extra. Is that clear, everyone? And also for now, let's go ahead and let's also tell card, I don't want to give you any height. So again, I'm telling card that your height will also depend on the content, the image, the text, and everything. So see that extra yellow? It is because of the extra height. So I have removed the height. So now height of my card also is depending on the image and the content. And now the final thing, remove the blue, remove the yellow, remove the yellow. Here we go. Yeah, and you also have to remove the red. So remove the red. And if you want, you can remove the gray, or you can make it a little lighter if you want, like this much. So now I've given RGB, but you can also give hex code. Yes, what I want is I want the card actually to not have blue, but to have white, like this. See? And now the last thing, copy one card. See where it is ending? It is ending here. Copy one card, paste, paste, paste 4 times. Now I have 4 cards. But the problem is they are going vertically. So guys, what do I have to do to make them go horizontal? Come on, everyone. What should I do to make them go horizontal? Now I think you can answer this. So come on, guys, everyone. What can I do to make them go horizontal? All the cards have same class. So yep, here we are. What is the property that I have to add? Paul, no, we should not use float. Float is deprecated, right? You can go for display inline block. We have not learned flex yet, Sarma, right? In this session, in this 4-day session, we have not learned flex. So I'm asking for an answer that we have learned in this 4-day session. So yes, we can go for display inline block. And yeah, about flex and grid, we are going to learn all of that in the advanced session. Okay. But right now, inline block is the option. And here we go. See that? All the 4 elements are arranged beautifully. And now if you want, you can change the images real quick. So copy image address, go to the second card, change the source. We go see that. For the next one also, something else like this. Copy image address, go to the third image, change the source. For the last one also, what can we have? What can we have? What can we have? Come on. Yes, we can have this one. This is like a evening thing, right? Copy the image address and let's again go here. See guys, we can definitely do flex. We can definitely do everything grid and everything. But right now we have to focus on we have to try everything from whatever we have learned till now. Okay. And here we go. See, everything is here with different images and that looks really cool, right? And now you can also change the titles and the contents. It's totally up to you. Okay. But that's how you make it. That is how you make it. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me, everyone. Guys, are we clear with all the things that we learned today? So see, it looks good, right? Now you can add a few more things and make it like look like a complete website. You can add a banner part, you can add some other parts, but now see how easy it was to do this. We can give border radius. Yes, why not? Definitely you can give border radius. Definitely, you can definitely give it. So let's go to the card and give it a border radius. So border radius of 10 pixel and also overflow hidden because the image will go out. Actually, the div will go out. So overflow hidden because if I make the border circular, the sharp edges of the child div will go out. So for that, overflow hidden. And here we go. Now our cards, see, now they are like they are not having sharp edges. They are having rounded corners and it looks beautiful. Okay, so that's what you can do. You can also, I think, make them go 50% so that it becomes big. See, oh, 50% is too big. Maybe 49. See, you can also adjust them like this. And you can increase the size of the place IMG to like now 400 pixel. See, you can also make something like this. See how easy it was to make it look like this. You can actually have, let's say you make them around not 49, let's say you make it 40 pixel. Now you can create gaps between them. You can tell them to have a margin left of around 5% like this. See, you can also create something like this. Why not? Obviously. And you can also have margin top so that you can create actually margin bottom. So margin bottom 40 pixels. So you can have gaps here, margin bottom, right? So see, now it also looks good. It still looks good. So you can also do this. So it's up to you how you want to adjust it, right? It's up to you. You just have to use the same properties, but arrange it differently so that they look different. Now what I did, I simply increased the width. So previously they were 24%. So they were 24%. So they were all four were adjusting the same line to fill up the 100%. But now I gave them 40%. So 40 and 40 are 80. So now there is no gap for the next element. So that element is coming down. So 40, 40, 80 is taken. Okay, so the next element is coming down. So again 40 and 40. And margin bottom, margin left for the gaps. See, this gap, this gap, this gap. That is margin top and margin bottom, right? We have already learned this today only. So guys, are we cleared? Everyone, please tell me, are we cleared with everything that we did today? And this quick project was really quick, but you wanted to like see something, right? How to create something from whatever we've learned. So this is what we have created and you can make it look much more better. It's up to you. So guys, are we cleared with everything? I want answer from everyone. Are we clear with everything? And the most important question, did you guys enjoy the session? That is the most important question I want to ask. Do you guys feel that we have learned something really cool? And have you guys enjoyed the session with me? That is really amazing. That is really amazing. I'm glad. I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed it. Okay, and since today was the last day of the session, so today we are ending it. Now, you guys please register to the course. You still have time. The moderators, can you please put the course registration link in the chat? So guys, you can register to the link and you can give exams and get certificates. For this 4-day course, you can get certificates. And if you want to learn everything with me, not only HTML and CSS, everything, HTML, CSS, JavaScript in detail, Node.js, Angular, React, Vue, Next, MongoDB, everything, you guys can also join the advanced session. So that link will also be in the chat. If you want to join advanced session, just register on that link. We'll contact you and you guys can join the advanced session where you can learn everything with me from scratch till the end, where we're going to create some amazing projects. Okay. When React course, okay guys, yeah, one more thing. React essentials are starting from next Monday. So actually the coming Monday. Okay, so in the next week we are starting with React Essentials. So it will be a 5-day course. Okay, 5-day, 1 hour every day. So there will be a React course, React 5-day essential course. We're going to do a lot of fun setup and everything, how to create components, okay, how to work with states, how to work with props, how to call the APIs. We're going to do everything. Okay, so we're also going to have React Essential session from the next Monday. So I would love to see you, like see all of you there. So please tell your friends that we're going to have this React Essential, and you guys can also join it there so that you can learn all the React things. But yeah, JavaScript is a prerequisite for that. So you have 2 to 3 days, learn basics of JavaScript, at least variables, loops, and everything, so that you can understand React much more better. But anyway, you can join it, all of you, and I want all of you to be there. Okay, and guys, see, moderators, can you please put the advanced courses registration link in the chat as well? Your next essentially is React, right? Yes, Sarma. Yes. The next essentially is React. Hari Krishan, advanced courses start when like we get few admissions for the advanced courses. So if you guys like take admissions for advanced courses, if there are around 4 to 5 students, we start it. Normally we started every month. So we get admissions and we started every month. So if you join it, there is a new batch that just started today actually. So you can join that batch if you want. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's it. Yeah. Bye bye, Pintu. That's fine, but you can attend the Java class now. That's totally fine. Okay. So that's, see, guys, the PGP, the full stack program. So that PGP link is in the chat. Please register on that if you want to join the advanced sessions. So if you register on that, we'll contact you for the advanced courses, and you can join whatever you want. And if you join one full stack course, you have access to all the other full stack courses as well. You can also learn the Python course and everything for free. Okay. So if you join one, you can have access to all of them. Okay. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for learning with me. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you in the next courses as well. So bye bye, everyone. Good night. See you in the next essentials or in the advanced courses if you join it. Bye bye, everyone. See you. Good night.